Why don't you tell us about these new features, whether it's the frame, the engine, and everything that is to come with these three new sizes?
There's a ton in here. And so we'll maybe start and just talk about kind of maybe the machine concept and the frame and some of those things. So, one of the really important things when we started this project that we held close to the chest was we cannot have this machine not feel and drive like an 8000 series, an 8R. Our customers love the way the machines turn, the tight turning radius, just how they overall operate and feel. So that was something we weren't going to compromise on. We wanted the feel of an eight with the power of the nines, and I think we've really done a good job of incorporating that into it. So like I kind of started off with, it's got a new engine. So it's got the engine from the 9 series. It's a JD 14, which is a 13.6 liter engine. With that, though, some changes to it. Does have engine braking. We'll talk about that. That's a big deal for some of our customers in the transport market and the tankers and some other things. So it does have a JD 14. This machine's going to come with a beefed up EVT transmission, so the electronic variable transmission only. So no IVT, no power shift, no E23. This is an EVT only. But what that EVT brings with it is we've talked for a lot of years about the future ability of an EVT and what it can do. And this is really going to be the first offering that's going to start to take advantage of all those. When we designed this tractor, we designed it in mind to be the ultimate planting tractor. And with that comes the ability to actually power those planters right from the tractor. So we're able to plug in a single power cord to the back of that tractor to run all the electronic row units. So no more hydraulic generators or PTO generators. If a customer doesn't want them, the ability to plug in a cord and power those planters. So again, really keeping what the use case of this tractor in mind, going to some of these bigger high speed planters. Along with that, I can run through, but bigger hydraulics, up to 110 gallons per minute. New steering system with reactive command steering. So return to center type steering, able to adjust the sensitivity and the feel of that steering. And that pairs really well with our new ILS system with these. And that ILS system's been beefed up to handle the increased weight and the power this tractor is doing. And with that on the wheeled machines, we have the option to go up to 60 kilometers an hour now. So our 410s and below today, 50K has been the top speed of those. We know customers are going to want to pull big manure tankers and things. And so we've built this machine to not only be the ultimate planting tractor, but also be able to do what customers have been asking for in that space and do it faster and but still feel really confident going down the road at 60 kilometers an hour. So that reactive command steering, new steering system with the ILS all kind of comes together. And we have the ability to go to group 50 tires now. So again, bigger, taller tires. The machine is larger. It sits a little higher. And there's tires to really help get the power to the ground and also carry some of the weight that we're going to talk about when it comes to big DB planters that we haven't been able to pull with 8R series before. So that's maybe some of the call it the tractor side of things. I can keep going. There's front hitch and there's all those things, but maybe the next big part of this tractor is it's the first one with the new what we call the new John Deere operating experience. So this is a completely redesigned command arm and cab that's going to start proliferating through all John Deere products, not just the tractor. This is the first machine to get this new operator experience. We want a consistent feel for all our machines across the board. And so this is really the first one to get this. But what that John Deere operator experience is really that new command arm. Has the same Gen 5 display, but now a second display called our convenience display underneath it that replaces a lot of the maybe manual controls for things like radio and some hitch and some SCVs and all those things that we have individual buttons for in today's cab. We've moved into a nice display right underneath that gives you quick access, but also declutters some of the armrests of today. And so it's got that new convenience display. The whole armrest is independently controlled, electronically adjustable. So up, down, you can really customize this armrest and this seat and controls to the operator. And just like maybe you might have in a vehicle at home, actually be able to save those and have different drivers or operators and have pre-save settings for each of them. So maybe you like to operate one way and you want to set up your transmission controls and your seat and all those things to you. be able to save that and then have someone else have their own. So you're not constantly having to overwrite and change things up. With that new operator experience, there's some other, what I'd call creature comforts that includes a wireless phone charger that goes right next to your display. Customers have been asking for that. And then the cab itself, is upgraded with now door cinch, something we've had on the combines. That's an option on these tractors. And for the 8RX specifically, it's getting that same cab from the high horsepower 9RX. So the Command View 4 Plus cab, which has got more floor space, more window space than what we've had on the 8RXs up until this point. So I warned you before we started, there's a whole lot to unpack with this. And so again, there's the machine itself, then there's the operator experience, and then maybe the third piece of this is the drive strategy. And this is one that's a whole shift for John Deere, which is we haven't really touched how we operate these machines and how we control them. We've introduced some new ones and we've had, Command Pro and some things like that, but we're going to 3 drive levers for really all tractors coming soon. And this is the first machine to get those 3. And so we have these new drive strategies called Command X, Command X Plus, and Command X Pro. So regardless of what transmission you have, you're going to have one of those 3 drive levers, and they're all very, very similar. Command X is our more basic, has maybe less customization, less programmable buttons and things like that. Then you step up to Command X Plus, which introduces the ability to have the foot pedal control with a couple more programmable buttons. And then finally, Command X Pro, which is the most customizable operating experience we've got. And this is the first machine to get that, but it's going to be coming to all 8000 series in model year 27. And this is really the first step. And then to all tractors over the next few years and other parts of our large ag self-propelled strategy. So it's really cool to see this. It's very similar and looks to the Command Pro, but then drives maybe more like the IVTs and the EVTs that customers like with a left-hand reverser. So no matter what tractor you get into, to initiate motion and to do those things is the same, whether you're in a Command X or Command X Pro, whether you're in an EVT or an E23, that overall how to initiate motion and how to drive them is going to be the same, which is something we've really been striving for when customers say they want to get out of their one tractor into another, have consistency, and then even take that into things like sprayers and combines in the future.